In Proverbs chapter 1, beginning with verse number 29, the Bible says, because you hated knowledge and had nothing to do with the fear of the Lord. He said, because you wouldn't take my advice and you brushed aside all my offers to train you. He said, you've made your bed, now sleep in it. He said, you wanted your own way. He said, now, how do you like getting your own way? This is your way, because there are always, isn't it true? There are always consequences. There's consequences to everything in life. But these consequences are the consequences that people don't want. They want not only the blessing, your blessing upon their life, but they don't want to do what it takes for that blessing to actually come to fruition. So who are these people that are beyond God's help? Because I know that if they're beyond God's help, they're also beyond my help. I can't help them either. So here are some people that are beyond God's help. Number one is that God can't help anyone who refuses to accept that they have a problem. There's a lot of people in life that they don't believe they have any problems. But in the book of Titus, chapter 3, verse number 10, the Bible says something kind of interesting. He said, warn a quarrelsome person once or twice. He said, you warn these people once or twice. He said, but then you need to be done with them. Now, I don't know about you, but I've made that mistake 1,000 times if I've made it once. Is that I want to stick with a person because I want to actually see something good come out of their life. I try to give them the answer key to the things that they're facing. I try to actually give them even the tools to be able to give the right answers, but yet at the same time, they've chosen not to. So here, the Apostle Paul's telling Titus about this because these guys were caught up in the very same issue. And so he said, now warn a quarrelsome person once or twice. He said, but when you do that, he said, be done with them. He said, because it's obvious that such a person is out of line. This person's out of line. They're rebellious against God. They're not rebelling against you. You have to understand that in these situations, they're not rebelling against you. They're rebelling against God. And once you know that any sin that a person commits is really a sin against God, then it becomes a lot easier. He said, these people are sinning against God by persisting in divisiveness. And so what he does is he cuts them off. Because after once or twice, and this person never gets to the place to where they kind of get it turned around, then he said, you know what? I'm done. He said, I'm not going to mess with it because I want to help you. And then it goes back in my mind. It just keeps ringing in my mind over and over again. Jerusalem, Jerusalem. I would, but you wouldn't. I wanted to help you, but you wouldn't let me help you. I would have gathered you together as a hen gathers her brood. I would, but you wouldn't.